Okay, I think that we are ready to go, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Welcome to the Planning Advisory Committee meeting for October 10th, 2023. I'll call the meeting to order. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? No? Okay. We'll go to the adoption of the minutes.
It is moved by Dan Gagne and seconded by Anne Tessier. It is resolved that the agenda for the West Nipissing Planning Advisory Committee meeting held on October the 10th, 2023 be adopted as presented.
Everybody in favor? Carried. Okay, so we'll, for anybody that's in the audience, please, if you want to speak, you have to tell us your name and your address so it can be added to the minutes of the meeting, okay? Thank you. So we'll go to the zoning bylaw amendment. Oh, the minutes. The adoption of the minutes. We just did it.
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the adoption of the minutes. Have a motion.
It is moved by Anne Tessier and seconded by Danielle Gagne.
Okay.
You're the only two here. Be it resolved that the minutes of the meeting held on September the 12th, 2023 be adopted as presented.
Everybody in favor? Carried. Okay, so we'll move on to the zoning bylaw amendment application ZBLA 23/09. I need a mover for it.
Yeah, I'll go down and down. It is moved by Anne Tessier and seconded by Danielle Gagne. Whereas a public meeting was held on October the 10th, 2023 for the purpose of amending zoning bylaw 2014-45, and whereas no written concerns or objections have been received to the proposed amendment, be it resolved that the Planning Advisory Committee for the West Nipissing Municipality recommends that Council for the West Nipissing Municipality adopt the proposed zoning bylaw to rezone a portion of the property at 144 Main Street, Sturgeon Falls, from residential 2 exception zone 1 to residential 4 exception zone 4, for the special provisions of which are as follows. Minimum front yard setback 4 meters, minimum exterior side yard 4 meters, maximum building height 13 meters, minimum lot area per unit 85 meters squared, minimum landscaped open space 17%, and that the front lot line be the Russell Street line rather than either of Levice or Main, and that the landscape buffers on the rear and side lot lines be replaced by fencing. So through you, Mr. Chair, the purpose of this application, and I will just share the screen. I'll give you a brief overview and then I'll turn it over to, I see the consultants are with us, so I'm just going to pull this up. I'll pull up the site plan. Come on, there we go. Okay, so what is being proposed here, as you're aware, the property is the rear portion of what used to be the block in which it's the site of where the presbytery is still sitting now. So the church is in the southwest corner. The old church was in the southeast corner, and that is 3 new lots for semis that were approved at Committee of Adjustment a couple of months ago. And then this building, which is a 34-unit apartment building. So the apartment building, the site plan is there. What is being sought here is relief from a number of the provisions of the West Nipissing zoning bylaw in order that the building can be constructed on the property. So basically, we're reducing the front yard, the exterior side yard, which in this case is both the Levice and the Main Street sides, the building height and the minimum lot area per unit, and the minimum landscaped open space. So if there's any questions with regard to any of those relief items that are being requested, I can explain what that is, or if you're comfortable But basically, the bottom line is the building's a bit too big for what our current bylaw allows, and in order to build it as anticipated, they require relief from a number of the provisions of the bylaw. So I will turn it over to Mr. Yaris or Mr. Araniello. I'm not sure. You have more to add?
Yes, thank you very much. Through you, Mr. Chair, first I'd just like to thank staff for the positive recommendation, and of course the committee for hearing this application tonight. Kind of echoing what Melanie had said, the subject application proposes to rezone the northerly extent of the property from R21 residential 2 exception zone 1 to R4-4 residential 4 exception zone to facilitate the development of a 34-unit multiple dwelling as illustrated on the submitted elevations and floor plans. 1 to 2 bedroom units are proposed, ranging from approximately 850 square feet to 1,300 square feet. We certainly agree with the planning analysis. We certainly agree with the planning analysis provided in the staff report. We submitted a cover letter which also spoke to some applicable planning policies on a very high level, and I'll keep this rather brief. We believe that this is an appropriate location for intensification, being located within an urban settlement area, full municipal services to utilize and leverage, being designated as a residential district in which the proposed high-density residential use is permitted, and being in close proximity within approximately 250 to 300 meters to an existing commercial corridor along Main Street, in which high-density residential uses shall be located in close proximity to, per the official plan. We also believe this application is consistent with the recently adopted housing strategy, which addresses the need for increased available dwelling units in West Nipissing by promoting rental housing and diversifying housing supply. With that said, we believe this application is consistent with the provincial policy statement, conforms with the West Nipissing official plan, and overall represents good planning. Myself, as well as Kevin Jaris, a senior land use planner here at Tulloch, are present and happy to answer any questions that may arise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. Do you have any questions from our panel? Anne, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the design here, we've got the building and the parking down here. And there's no green space anywhere on this plan allowed because of the size of the structure.
That is correct. Typically, and that is one of the, through you, Mr. Chair, that is one of the relief that is being sought, is relief from the landscape buffering along the side lot lines. And that the reason is, yes, because of the scale of the building, they're proposing to replace the landscape buffers with fencing.
And just a second question, is there a reason why it's so big, like 34, is it 34 units in there? As opposed to making it fit so that there's some greenery, places for people to sit. I don't know if there's balconies on the building for them to be able to sit outside. Just a question for.
Did you hear that, Aaron?
Yeah, I believe I'll be able to answer that question. So first off, there's no balconies proposed. We are seeking to, or we are proposing 34 units here, and I believe I'd also be able to speak to kind of the reduction in the landscaped area. We believe that these are appropriate reductions, conducive to the locational context of the property. The property is situated within an urban area that is very walkable, and it connects to a commercial corridor along Main Street. Also, we note that there are open space / park areas that are just a short drive away, such as the Sturgeon Falls lookout. Through you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Any more questions from our panel?
Yeah.
Mark? Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about the infrastructure with
that many units all of a sudden on a space that really only had a single building years ago. Is that going to be a problem?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the design of the building has been reviewed by the Public Works Manager and the Sewer and Water Manager. All of the infrastructure in that area was upgraded within the last 15 years through what was called the COMRIF program in the early 2000s, where there was provincial and federal funding for upgrades to infrastructure. So all of the sewer and water and stormwater management has all been upgraded within the last 15 years, and they are satisfied that the infrastructure is suitable for the proposed development.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. What's the impact of the request of provision? Can you explain the footage that we're reducing? Have we done that with other buildings before?
Through you, Mr. Chair, to be frank, this is the biggest development that we have ever had. This is the largest single building that West Nipissing has ever had on the table. We have in the past, we did it for the Dairy Queen development. It was along Front Street because there was fencing replaced that was fencing along the back. We have reduced the side yards on a number of small multi-res in order to make it fit within reason, of course. Like, we're not going to be right on the lot lines, but the reduction, so on the side yard, 7.5 meters is 25 feet. We're going to 4 meters. And bear in mind, that takes you still inside the sidewalk, because the sidewalks are outside of so you'd be 4 meters from the lot line, which is about 15 feet-ish.
Okay.
So it's not, it won't be right on the lot lines.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Well, I have a question also, Aaron. By reducing the side yards to 4 meters, still gives a patch of green that you can't have between the building and the sidewalk? Or will that be all concrete?
Yes, thank you for the question, and through you, Mr. Chair. That will not be all concrete. On the site plan, we do show a strip of landscaped area along the exterior side lot line, as well as the front lot line. So we are maximizing wherever possible the amount of landscaped area we can provide on site.
Go ahead, Anne.
Through you, Mr. Chair, what size of units? Are they 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms?
They're through you, Mr. Chair, they're 1 and 2 bedrooms, and I believe he said ranging in square footage between 800 square feet and 1,300 square feet for the different units.
I missed it earlier, just.
Any more questions from our board members? Any questions from our audience? No? Okay.
No,
Do we bring it to a vote?
there's no more questions.
If there's no more questions, is everybody in favor for the rezoning going from R2 to R4? Number 4, everybody in favor? Okay, carried.
Thank you, everyone. So just for information, obviously this is an advisory committee. Aaron, the bylaw will be brought to the meeting of council next Tuesday, which is the 17th of October. We are actually going to be remote. That meeting will be in River Valley, but the meeting will be recorded and posted on their website as soon after the meeting as possible. We can't live stream, we don't have the infrastructure, but you're welcome to come to scenic River Valley with us if you feel like it. But council will be voting on the proposed bylaw next Tuesday. All right?
Awesome. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Good night.
Motion carried.
Yeah.
All right.
So just by way, I know it's not on the agenda, but I had sent everybody an email today just to let you know that, and I'll let the world know if they happen to be watching this, that the public consultation portal is now open on our website for persons who have comments with regard to short-term rental accommodations. And the public meeting has been set for the 19th, which would be next Thursday night, for persons who wish to have, to provide input or ask questions about the proposed bylaw. So that's sort of the schedule for now, and we'll be after all of that.
Will it be here?
Yes, it will be here in the council chambers.
Okay, October 19th.
Yes. And all the information, and anyone, like I said, there is a portal online for people to provide answers to, questions and to provide their comments on the proposed bylaw if they are unable to attend. Yes, ma'am.
Louise Alana, 135 Main Street in Sturgeon. What did you mean by short term?
Short-term rental accommodations are like Airbnbs.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
perfect. So that's just information for anybody who's listening before we adjourn.
And October 19th at what time?
Now you're gonna ask me a hard question.
Well, I'll get back to you.
I think it is at 7, but I'm not 100% sure. I printed out the, let me investigate.
I think the time was on the date.
I sent it earlier today. Oh, here we go. Learn more. Look at that. From 6 to 7:30 p.m. here in the council chambers.
Okay.
And it's on our website under the news and notices and on that scrolly thing on the homepage. So,
Okay,
okay, so we're ready to adjourn.
so we're adjourning. Moved by
Moved by Ann Tessier and seconded by Danielle Gagne. Be it resolved that the West Nipissing Planning Advisory Committee held on October the 10th, 2023 be adjourned.
everybody in favor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought I had an application for Roy Street for the semi-detached,
It hasn't been circulated yet, Pat.
okay.
Yeah, your application came in a bit late.
Oh,
You missed the cutoff for this meeting.
I missed the September one. I had it in before, like, the day before.
Okay, let me look into it because I was not it's not it's not on the agenda.
I didn't have a copy of the agenda, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look because I could have, you know what? Let's adjourn this meeting and I'll go take a peek, okay?
okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll adjourn this meeting to November.
Would be November, the second Tuesday in November is let us investigate. That would be the 14th, November the 14th.
November 14th. We're good? November 14th, okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Yeah. Everybody in favor? Carried. Thank you, Mark, for
everyone.
your time.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, man.